Hello everyone, let's practice IELTS Academic Writing Test. Task 1. You should spend about 20 minutes on this task. The table below provide information on rental charges and salaries in 3 areas of London. Write a report for a university lecturer describing the information shown below. Write at least 150 words. The table compares weekly rents and corresponding annual salaries required for 1-2 and 3-bedroom properties in 3 London areas: Notting Hill, Regent's Park, and Fulham. Key overview points. Notting Hill is the most expensive area in both rent and salary requirement for all property sizes, while Fulham is the cheapest. Larger properties always require higher weekly rents and much higher annual salaries in every area. Main detail points to include: weekly rents. Notting Hill ranges from £375 for a 1-bed to £738 for a 3-bed. Regent's Park is slightly cheaper, from £325 to £650. Fulham has the lowest rents, from £215 to £600. Salaries needed. In Notting Hill, required salaries rise from £98,500, 1-bed, to £194,000, 3-bed. In Regent's Park, figures go from £85,500 to £170,500. In Fulham, they are lowest, from £56,500 to £157,500. The table compares the weekly rental costs for 1-2 and 3-bedroom properties in 3 London areas: Notting Hill, Regent's Park, and Fulham, and the corresponding annual salaries required to afford these rents. Overall, Notting Hill is the most expensive location across all property sizes, while Fulham is consistently the most affordable. Salaries required follow the same pattern, rising proportionately with the number of bedrooms. Looking first at rental charges, a 1-bedroom flat in Notting Hill costs £375 per week, which is noticeably higher than the £325 required in Regent's Park and almost double Fulham's £215. A similar pattern is seen for larger properties. 2-bedroom accommodation in Notting Hill is £485, compared with £450 in Regent's Park and £390 in Fulham. 3-bedroom units show the widest gap, with Notting Hill demanding £738 weekly, significantly above Regent's Park, £650, and Fulham, £600. In terms of income, tenants need the highest salaries to live in Notting Hill, ranging from £98,500 for a 1-bedroom to £194,000 for a 3-bedroom home. In Regent's Park, required earnings are slightly lower, starting at £85,500 and rising to £170,500. Fulham again remains the most economical, with the lowest income thresholds of £56,500 for a single-bed property and £157,500 for a 3-bed dwelling. In summary, both rental prices and required salaries increase consistently with property size, and Notting Hill stands out as the least affordable among the 3 areas. Task 2. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. Both men and women these days work full-time, so it is logical for them to share household chores equally. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Write at least 250 words. This essay question asks you to give your opinion on whether couples who both work full-time should share household chores equally. You can fully agree, partially agree, or disagree, but you must make your position very clear and support it with reasons and examples. Use a 4-part plan. Introduction. Restate the topic and clearly give your opinion on sharing chores. Body 1. Explain why equal sharing is logical and fair when both partners work, with an example of stress if one does most chores. Body 2. Show how sharing tasks improves relationships and teaches children cooperation, using a simple real or typical example. Body 3. Optional. Admit that exact 50-50 is not always possible and explain fair division based on time and strengths. Conclusion: repeat your main view and stress that chores in dual-income families should be shared fairly, usually close to equal. Equal division of household chores. In modern society, both men and women often pursue full-time careers, making the question of how domestic duties should be divided increasingly relevant. I firmly believe that household responsibilities should be shared equally, as this fosters fairness, mutual respect, and stronger family harmony. Firstly, equality in household chores is a natural extension of gender equality in the workplace. When both partners contribute equally to the family's income, it is only logical that domestic responsibilities should also be shared. An equitable division of labor prevents exhaustion and resentment, ensuring that neither partner feels overburdened. For instance, in dual-income families, sharing cooking, cleaning, and childcare allows both individuals to maintain their careers without sacrificing personal well-being. Furthermore, sharing domestic tasks sets a positive example for children, teaching them the importance of cooperation and gender equality from an early age. In my own experience, households where parents work as a team tend to be more harmonious, with fewer conflicts and stronger emotional bonds. Such collaboration also strengthens mutual respect, as both partners recognize and value each other's efforts inside and outside the home. Admittedly, practical challenges exist. Some couples may prefer dividing tasks according to individual strengths, such as one partner handling finances while the other manages household organization. However, as long as both perceive the arrangement as fair, it still reflects equality in spirit. In conclusion, equal participation in household chores is essential in today's dual-income families. It promotes balance, strengthens relationships, and ensures that gender equality extends beyond the workplace into the home.